this is Yolanda from Your Own Pick, and we're here today with one of the most talented musicians, artists, graphic designers, Evita Manji. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm having a lovely time out here in China, especially in Shanghai. It's a little bit cold today, but
the temperature just dropped.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're having a good time. And just a random question, did you figure out what the name of the veggie is that you posted on Instagram?
Yeah.
Is that the one in Chengdu, like you had it with hot pot or?
Yeah, it was a vegan hot pot place we went to. So the name of the plant is crystalline ice plant, which is the most gorgeous name for a plant I've ever heard.
I would agree. Do you like the taste of it?
Yeah, I mean, the taste is all right. I really love the texture and the look of it.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Beautiful.
It looks like there's dew on it.
Exactly.
Permanent dew,
That's
right?
what I thought. That's what I thought it was at first, and then I tried it raw, and I realized that the plant is like that, and I was like blown away.
Yeah, I was shocked that you liked it. I tried it for the first time, and it was like Chinese salad type of thing, and I thought of the same thing. But I'm glad you like it, and you're trying new stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. So, Evita Manji, can you give us a brief introduction of who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Evita Manji. I am a musician, an electronic musician, a singer. I also DJ. I'm also a graphic designer, among other things, but these are the main things that I do. I am from Greece, and 2 years ago I released my first album, Spandrel. And now I'm trying to work on my second album.
Yay! We're hearing some news, some incoming news from you. Can you tell us briefly of what your musical journey has started? How has your musical journey been? And what has formed your artistic taste along the way and musical approach? And that leads to you making music and DJing today.
I would say my musical journey started from when I was like a little kid. Like I remember always like making songs with my friends for fun, and then also our really close family friends, they own a music studio. So I remember like being in the music studio with my dad and his friends. Making music, writing songs. I actually do have like a few recordings of me from when I was like 8 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when it started. And then around when I was 14 or something, that's when I started producing. I failed the first time and I gave up.
So, follow-up question, like, did you have family that's producing in your...
Yeah.
Or are they like more writing songs, more acoustic, and that was like one of your first electronical musical approach from your family, would you say? Or
what do you mean? When I was a little kid?
Yeah, like you said you attempted trying to produce music.
Yeah, that was later, when I was like 14, something like that, 13, 14. When I was younger, like around 7 or 8 years old, something like that. I mean, back then I was more like into rock and punk music, so that's what we were trying to do.
So were you ever in a
we
band?
were actually doing it. But yeah, my dad has been making music for a while, and all kinds of music, electronic, also acoustic.
So it runs in the family.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, my mom also likes to write songs, but she doesn't really play any instrument or makes any music. But yeah, I also had piano lessons for a couple of years, maybe a little bit more than that. I was in a choir, like a church choir for I think it was like 8 years, 7, 8 years. It's something like that. I have forgotten exactly how many, but that started quite early. I was very young when I joined. So yeah, music has always been a big part of my life. Electronic music, also because I have like memories, you know, growing up in the house, and my dad would like be into like Django and other genres as well. Also, my mom really loves electronic music. She loves like house and
That's nice.
and that kind of stuff. So
You've
yeah,
been like listening to electronic music at a very young age, as well as like getting classically trained, like piano and choir.
yeah, I
Right?
would
So it's
say
like it's a mix.
yeah, sorry. I would say I grew up listening to literally all kinds of music. There wasn't like anything in particular that was more favored, I would say. Yeah, and then when I went to high school, I started like, you know, my own journey discovering electronic music. It started from like dubstep and drum and bass and trance.
Classic ones.
I generally feel like I have lived like many lives in a way, when it comes to music, in a way that I have actually been through a lot of phases of being into different types of music and being part of different scenes. So going back to the question about what has informed my sound and my style, I would say that it is like a collage of all these different influences I've had throughout my life. Yeah.
I love that. So you're basically absorbing everything that you had growing up, and then it forms like your own sound, and then you pursue the electronical passage, we would say.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, I love that. And then you moved from your hometown to Greece, right?
My hometown
to
is Angry.
Athens.
Yeah.
My bad.
No
And
worries.
did you like continue doing musical things there as well? Like, did you have new influences going to the city?
Yeah, I mean, when I moved to Athens, that was the time that because as I said, the first time I tried to produce electronic music, I gave up short after, because I was, not feeling it. It just wasn't working. And then, couple of years later, I moved to Athens. I started trying again. At that time, also, I was mostly involved in the dubstep and drum and bass scene in Athens. Like, I was part of this crew, and we would like organize parties. So I think in my hometown, I wasn't really part of any music collective. To be fair, I didn't really have that many friends in the first place. Like, I had a couple of best friends, and that was it. That were not making music. So yeah, moving to Athens kind of like introduced me to a world of being, surrounded by people involved in music, like either making music or DJing.
Right.
So that was something new, but then that didn't last long. As I said, like, I feel like now it's more like solid. But yeah, growing up, I would like change scenes and like discover new things. So yeah, that didn't last long, and then I got like involved with more like the experimental or like club scene.
And that was in Athens as well?
Yeah, in Athens, yeah. And that's when I started getting close with a lot of the people that I'm still very close to from Athens. I mean, most of them, they have moved out now, but like, musicians from Athens that kind of like start like what Evita Manji is. Like, before that, there wasn't such a thing as a Evita Manji, the musician. It was more like me, experimenting and trying to find my way through this. It was at that time that the concept of Evita Manji started solidifying.
And solidifying.
I moved alone for like half a year, and then my mom joined me, and then we still have this kind of thing where, you know, my whole family is like between Athens and my hometown.
Travel.
Yeah. So it wasn't that it's not that I was alone in Athens. I was quite young anyway. I was like 15.
But yeah, like when you move to a new city, especially as Athens, and it's like, I would say it's like more multifunctional, or like, you know, you will get like multicultural, would you say? Like it's more open for sure than versus your hometown. So you'll be like absorbing new sounds and you'll meet new people.
It's the capital.
Right.
And it's significantly bigger than any other place in Greece. Like, in Greece, like, except of Athens, which is actually half of the population of Greece.
Right. Wow.
And all the other cities are like much smaller. So you can understand like how different it is.
For sure. Yeah. And then you started to like embark on your musical journey of the idea of Evita Manji, like yourself, and you're now being, right? Like it's a evolving process.
Okay, I actually got this a bit wrong because I just remembered. I actually, Evita Manji like became a project for me after because at some point I moved to Berlin.
Right.
And then I lived there for a year, and then I moved back to Athens, and that's when I actually started DJing first and then performing as Evita Manji. So there was this 1 year gap in between in Berlin that also influenced me a lot musically. So it's unfair to like, you know, give Athens all the credit for that.
I got you. But I never know, it was like a very short period of time of you being in Berlin. And did you meet any people that like, you know, really influenced you music-wise? Or it was mainly you?
Did I? I mean, sure, I did, but also I was exposed to a lot of music there. I mean, at that time, I was very much interested mostly in club music and experimental music, but not so much with the kind of pop approach that I have now.
You are doing right now.
It was mostly like purely club and experimental music. And I think Berlin is like a really good place to be exposed to both of these types of music. So I definitely saw I had a lot of experiences that influenced me. I got to see like a lot of artists that I admired back then, you know, live, and it's obviously like a different experience when you see it happening, when you actually realize that it is possible to be that, you know, yourself. And
it's like touchable, like they're not so far away from you. They're not like an idol that you could worship, rather than someone you can touch and you can listen to their music and, you know, get their aspects and maybe make it yours.
Exactly. Also that, you know, it is possible to follow this path as your career path.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, because you're in the scene, you're immersed in the music that you love.
Exactly. Also, I think in Greece we don't really have if you are a musician in Greece, like the reality is quite sad. There are not many opportunities. There's not a lot of support for people to grow and, you know, pursue this like full time. So yeah, that was like quite eye-opening for me, you know, that there is a way for you to be who you want to be, and like there is support. Yeah.
I love that. And is there any like other people along the way that you met has like a tremendous influence on you musically, and maybe, you know, in your life as well? Not in those places particular, but like along your musical journey.
A lot of people, yeah. A lot of my friends, obviously, Sophie influenced me the most. I would say mostly in the way to actually believe in myself. Yeah, but also in my sound. Yeah, she has influenced me very, very much. More so in the approach to sound and the approach to production and like the ethos behind the music.
Can you elaborate on that, like the technical part?
Sure. I mean, Sophie was like very particular about the way she was making music. You know, it was she wouldn't like ever, you know, use any samples, any presets. She always wanted to synthesize all the sounds herself.
So it's like making sounds from scratch.
Exactly, yeah. It's kind of like, you know, a painting versus a collage, I would say.
Oh, painting versus a collage.
It's like you know how a painter can like, they can buy paint, but they can also make their own paint, you know? It's kind of like just like stripping everything down to the point where what you make, it's 100% yours. And it doesn't really actually matter so much to the outcome. It's more like the way you do it for yourself. Yeah, the process and what that means to you. So yeah, Sophie was very particular about that approach, and that has left a mark on me because this is how I like to make music myself. And sometimes, you know, because it is very time consuming to make music like that, and sometimes it can even be not so enjoyable, to be honest, because sometimes you just want to you know, write a song and express your feelings and just like do it quickly. And if you want to have that kind of approach, like, it obviously takes a lot more time. So there have been times that I was like, oh, you know, why am I doing this to myself? You know, it could be so much easier for me to just like use
to collage things, to get this from there and get this from here and put them together, and that represents your sound. But in the process, what you say, like, you've been trying to do that and you have been better on doing things from scratch.
I haven't been like, it's not like Sophie trained me ever. It was more like an exchange of ideas. I mean, she did show me how to do some stuff, but it was never like, now I'm gonna like teach you how to use Ableton and how to do this and that. It was more like an exchange of ideas, and for me, it's not like I do it that way. I mean, of course, I enjoy it and I see the value in it for myself, but also when I question it. And sometimes, you know, I will make like a song for fun using samples or like stuff like that. And then it's just like Sophie's voice is in the back of my head, judging me a little bit. So, yeah.
Okay.
There's no other way for me.
No, I feel you, but I was gonna say this is a very precious experience, I would say, and there's no other way of doing it unless you personally like to do it. Like, you can't have anyone like push it on you. So like, I get it. It's not like what you said, like she's the teacher and you're the student. There's never a dynamic like that. But still, like, what I want to say is, like, you know, from your singles and your album Spandrel, like, a lot of songs are very emotional, and as you said, you need to let the feelings out. So how would you process that? Like, for example, at the moment you're just really sad and you really want to talk about like climate change, and then you would need to like go into the details, the nuances of how to build up a sound yourself. How would you balance that, right? Because we got emotions, and you're also a very technical person.
Yeah, I mean, oftentimes it actually starts pretty simple, you know. before I continue with this, I want to add something to the previous
Yeah,
question.
go ahead.
Before we move on, I just wanted to say that for me, having this approach in music production is very important also for the reason that I want to honor Sophie and the influence she still has in my life. And also,
sure.
I feel like I have to keep on doing this for both of us, you know, to keep her spirit alive. Not that it depends on me, it's more like a personal thing, but yeah, I just wanted to add that. So going back to the emotion versus technical stuff, I usually start, I mean, it's very different, you know, sometimes like I will just like really look into the sound design and the synthesis, and then I will get the idea for the lyrics and the melody, and the emotion will come and I will lay it over. Or other times it's like I will start with a very simple sound to build a melody to express what needs to be expressed. And then once you have that, then you start building on top of that, and you do all the fine tuning and the details, you know. Yeah, because synthesis works like that anyway. You start with like a very simple sound. Usually it's like just like a sine wave or something like that, and then you just like modulate it and add things to make it more complicated. So
and put them together. I see there are different approaches to them. Yeah, no, I want to like react to the points that you added on. Is like it's like a legacy what Sophie had for the world and also for you, because you were so close, and that was like it's a grand thing. Like it's a grand thing for you to do. Yeah, and we appreciate her. Like
it's also like a big honor for me. You know, I mean, apart from Sophie, the person that I knew, it's very much like a big honor for me, the support that I received from Sophie, the artist, you know, with the legacy that she has, and yes, the how much she believed in me, you know, and how much she believed in my skills. I have to honor that.
And you are good, and you are very good. You are never letting her down or any of us, and you know, I honestly like discovered your music on its own. Like I never knew you were the partner of Sophie's, but I just love your sound and I love your visuals. Like,
thank you.
You know, yeah, for sure, a part of her has made you who you are right now, but you're also an independent self, and I love that. Like everyone is independent for sure, but like it's like we can cut this out, but like, you know, sometimes when I read about interviews, I'll be like, oh, like they're being referred to the partner of a legendary person. Like, you know, sometimes I'll feel like, but they are themselves, and they need to shine and they need to like be seen, which you obviously are, but just like pointing that out. And as we are like honoring Sophie, we're also like, you know, really focusing on you and as an artist and as a person, and I think it's very important.
Thank you.
Yeah, then we can like talk about Spandrel, which you released on Pan, which is different from your previous releases and your compilations, and we can go back to that. But Spandrel is a very emotional album, and it complies also a lot of singles from, you know, your care to the nature, to climate change, and to animals as well. How did you and Pan linked up on this album?
I mean, Bill Cooligas and I have been friends for a few years before the release of the album. Actually, I met him, I think when I met him even before I moved to Berlin, so we've been friends now for like 7 years now or something. I was, when I finished Spandrel, I had a few labels in my mind, but it just, because it was such a personal project. I mean, obviously, like, all albums are personal to artists, but, like, this was a little too personal for me to work on it with people I don't know. So it was really important for me that everyone involved in the release of this album has been part of my life and also part of my journey with SOPHIE as well, you know. So yeah, that's.
Oh my God, this is making me cry.
I mean, apart from the fact that Pan is an iconic label,
they are. They truly are.
Yeah.
But wow, I never knew about like your connections with Bill Collage, and I think it's like amazing to know, like, you know, it's because I also read it on other interviews of yours saying, you know, you were doing your own label / platform, which I'm not going to pronounce because I know I'm going to get it wrong. But
Mixoxim.
Okay, it's now on the internet. We know how it's what it sounds like, what it's pronounced. Mixoxim? Mixoxim. Okay. And like you were talking about, you know, releasing compilations and singles, but you are very open to other opportunities to release on other labels as well. And I would say Pan is a perfect match, and that makes a lot more sense. Like, you know, you want this personal album to be handled personally by your friends
and professionally.
Yeah, professionally for sure, because they are for sure very professional with their releases.
Yeah, the thing with my label was that as much as I love doing it, my brain does not have the capacity to handle all of that, everything that goes behind a release, especially like an album release. I felt like I would mess things up if
like
I tried to self-release
mastering, mastering, something like that. Get it out in the public. Like you need someone that's good at it, that's been doing it. And
exactly.
That knows what you need. Oh, but like you've been mainly releasing compilations, right? And also some of your earlier singles through our label. And the background story to releasing the compilations are for the Greek wildfire, right? It affects a lot of the
primarily,
animals, primarily for as a fundraiser. And how did that come to mind? Like,
how did that come to mind? I mean, literally since I can remember myself, what I have wanted to do the most was to be able to help animals and support them, and it just felt like when Greece was on fire, I was really struggling. I remember it had really like affected me mentally. Like I felt like I was suffocating, like I could feel the pain, you know, of the animals and like the forest burning. And at the same time, I would watch the news, and you know, everywhere on the news you see like, displaced people and burned houses, which for sure is like really sad, but no one talks about the dare animals. I say real loss, because the houses can be rebuilt and people can move into different like concrete blocks, but trees take a really long time to grow back, you know, and animals have already very little space to call home. So when forests burn down, they don't really have where to go, because it's not like they can move to a different forest, because between the forests is like human occupied areas.
It's cities.
So I just wanted to amplify their needs, and just help them in any way I could. So yeah, we just put together this compilation with the help of my friend and agent. He helped me a lot with that. That's what I mean, that I wouldn't be able to handle an album release myself, because I wish I could actually promote the compilations in a way that an album is being promoted, but I don't have those resources,
platforms,
and
exactly, the ways of handling it. Like these days, promotions take so much and so randomly, and you need to be good at it. Oh, so you're not thinking about your music being pushed that way, but like you're thinking about, you want the compilation, which is helping the animals, helping the nature to be pushed more. And that's kind of also why you moved the release of your album to Pan. Would that be it? Like with weighing, how you could release yourself and how your releases is handled by other people.
I mean, I also wanted to have the experience of releasing in a label. No, of having the experience of releasing in a label, because before Spandrel, I released 2 of the singles on Mixexim, and also my first EP I also self-released. Right. So I wanted to have the experience of releasing in a label. Right. And I am hoping that in the future I will be able to have the resources to actually promote the compilations on Mixexim the same way. Like I can get to a level with Mixexim where it is possible to do that, and who knows, maybe like in the future release other people's music or my music as well. But for now it's quite difficult, and that's why the compilations are like more like a labor of love and very like slow projects. Like I've only released 2. Right. In the course of 2 years, I think. And, they're just available on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. Yeah. And that's it. It's not like a commercial project.
No, it's not under your Spotify's catalog, like your discography. It's not, right? Not. Yeah, it's on Bandcamp, but also like it kind of makes it even more. It's like non-commercial. It's purely like for your love of the nature and promoting, and just caring. Sharing is caring, and you're doing that, and I love that.
I mean, eventually I would like to put all this music out on streaming platforms so it can reach more people, therefore also have a bigger impact on the cause that it was made.
Yeah. It's created for.
But it's just like very slow for me. I run this thing by myself basically, and I still it's like I cannot handle too many things at a time.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. But still, like it sounds like you're very DIY in spirit. Like the production technical production of music is very DIY, very raw. You start from scratch, and for your own label and something that you want to do for the nature, for the earth, you're also doing it yourself. And I found that like very independent and like fascinating, because you are capable of doing so many things, and you have love for music, you also have love for the nature, and it's adding up, it's becoming something stronger. It makes your personality or character like more wholesome, I would say. And it's rather rare to see these days, I would say, like for someone that has a growing potential of influences like you. And I love that. And I also noticed you recently created this interesting Instagram account, and it was a cute name, I remember, and you were posting all those animals that you saw during your Asia tour, right?
It's called Manji's Best Friends.
Manji's Best Friend, which are animals. I love that.
I mean, I started posting the animals that I have encountered in this Asia tour. Eventually, I wanna post all of the animal. Like I have a lot of pictures of animals that I have encountered, and I usually like post them on my stories, or I make some posts on my main account. But I thought, I wanted to do it like more like for me to have like a place where I can post animals only, and make it like my own
like your side account of showing affection to the animals.
Yeah, like my little Lisa Thornberry moment.
Would you be mad that now it's like on the public and now people know about it? But
no, I love that it's public.
Great.
Obviously, I want to share it with with people. That's why I made it public. Otherwise, I would
Yes.
just make a folder on my phone. But I just mean like it's not like something, you know, I feel the pressure that it's like an animal page and I have to keep posting. You know, it's more like my own like digital animal diary.
Yeah, I love that. And that is lovely. And you said like your love for birds, especially. And I, you know, like the animal part and also like the architectural part that we didn't mention, but it's like also inner music, like Mixoxium, Plastonium, Spandrel, like those are all titles of our compilations, albums, or like a label, and it's all related to biology or like
Exactly,
architecture, and I found that fascinating. And do you like ever, you know, compile your love for the nature into your music? Like, does the nature teach you how to make music in a way? Like you would incorporate some elements that you found in the nature into your music, into the production of your music?
I would say yes, in more abstract ways. And actually, I have been thinking how much I would like to include the nature and animal element in my music even more. But I would say it is part of my music and something. I mean, it's again in a very abstract way, but I find that like a really good approach to more like a little like lesson to mixing music is to listen to birds, or more like a good reference for mixing music is like, you know, being out in nature and having your eyes closed and listening to birds. Or something else that I find really inspiring is in the summer, I just love being at the beach and just like lying down and listening to the rhythms of cicadas.
Yeah,
they go
rhythm,
really hard. Yeah,
they do. And I realized there's like, I don't know, in China there are 3 different sounds of cicadas. Like they're different, and I don't know if it's the species, the subspecies of them, but they sound different. And that is a very interesting way of approaching making music, and I love that.
thank you.
Okay, that explains it, and we're getting some, you know, juicy secret details about it. And no wonder when I was watching the Running on the Streets video, like I don't recall the music like familiar, and so you were like doing a collaboration. And was the process fun? Like was experimental theater or dance like, you know, up your alley, or like it's something totally new and you would never expect that with your music? It's like, can you foresee that, or just like, woo, blow your mind, and it happened?
It was definitely something I was interested in, but I hadn't tried before. But it was really fun. It's something, I think since then I started dancing more, but I'm not, I mean, also in my shows I have like some little choreos that I do, but I'm not where I want to be at yet with my dancing skills.
You don't want to be on the stage yet, but you're doing it secretly. You're practicing.
I do it on stage as well, but it's not like,
I'll publish it.
It's not great yet. It's not where I want it to be yet. So I'm still working on it. But it's definitely something I'm interested in. And the music on the running video is actually a remix of Closer to Midnight.
Oh. Yeah, like that sounds familiar, but like I can't find something that's the exact same to it. Oh, interesting. Oh, it opens up another realm of you that, you know, I've never, you know, come across on the internet. And I love that. I feel like, you know, experimental, it's either music or arts or like dance, theater, it's all connected. And I love seeing like artists working together and on that. Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I am actually pretty, like, I have been thinking that I do want to integrate dance and actually acting more in my performances. And I mean, I don't have any video clips out yet, but in future video clips, I do want to incorporate acting in it, because I do have a little bit of a background in acting as well. Like I was acting as a child for years. So I do want to go back into that. It's something that I like to do also when I'm alone at home.
That would be so fun. Like you could be, my bad. You could be like, directing yourself, performing, and to your music.
Exactly. I mean, when you said I'm very DIY, I do am very DIY in the sense that I really do want to do everything. I want to, make the music, make the visuals, direct it, do everything. I love that. Maybe it's not very good, but I love it.
No, I found that in a lot of artists as well, like the feeling being in control, or like, would you say like if you're doing everything yourself, it's because you can put your hands on everything, so it will be exactly what you wish they are, or is it like, like a sense of pride? Because when I do those things, like I had shoot videos before, but it was only me like with my script and just sit here and interview people and boom, that's it. And people will like cut the videos, edit them for me, and then publish them for me. But now I'm like doing everything on my own. And, it's a poor setup, but like when it come out, like I'm really proud of it. Which one were you?
I would say it's a combination of both. It's more that I do want it to be exactly how I want it to be. And I mean, if it's something that I don't have the skills to do, obviously I probably would try to do it myself first. I mean, of course, there is some kind of sense of pride, but it's more like that I am a control freak, and I need everything to be the same, the way I want it to be. Otherwise, I am not satisfied. And oftentimes, like when I do the things that I want to do myself, and I don't rely on other people, I am very happy with the result, because I just know, like. For example, like I like to take pictures of myself, and the pictures of like, for press and stuff like that, and the pictures that...
For what? For pride?
For press, or like...
Oh, for press, okay.
For stuff like that, I was even like involved in the like post-production of the album cover. Of course, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to done such a good job without my friends, Spiros and Hermes, that helped me. But I just need to have my hands on everything, You
just need to get hands on.
Yeah.
You're a control freak in a good way. Okay, so coming back to, we're in our final stages, but that you mentioned your music is kind of sad in the core, especially with this album that you put out. But I had the luck of witnessing you playing a DJ set in Shanghai, right here. So when I listened to the set, and you played some of your songs live, and then you incorporate something like trancey and very, I would say, euphoric. The atmosphere was very euphoric. And it's very different, I would say, from listening wise, from your album, from the music that you put out, rather than the DJ sets that you're playing. So how do you curate your music? And I feel like it's two very it's like a duality of a person, like you have two sides. But would you say like those two sides also make you?
Yeah, I mean, there are more than two sides, I have to say, sure. But I would say my DJ sets are like, of course, they cannot be sad all the time. There are different aspects on each person. And like, if I'm in the club, I'm not gonna try to make people sad. I want them to have a good time. I want them to dance. Also, when I did it, I used to love clubbing. And I would say my DJ sets are like referencing the kind of sound that I was initially interested in when I started releasing music and DJing, and before I got into this like more like pop approach. To me, it's more of a pop approach. So it's kind of like, getting in touch with that part of me, especially because, as I said, I used to love clubbing, and not anymore.
That phase has grown out of you.
I mean, for a lot of different reasons, yeah, definitely after COVID. I mean, also Sophie's passing and COVID, you know, they were at the same time. And since then, I just very rarely go to a club and enjoy it. But when I'm DJing and I am behind the booth, I feel like I am, you know, I am in the club, but it's the time for me where I go to the club and I actually enjoy it. And I am the kind of person that will take over, generally, you know, if I'm hanging out with friends, I am the kind of person that will take over the aux. Like, I am that annoying person. So when I DJ, it's like my moment to just...
It's like you're controlling the crowd. You're manipulating, in a good way, their feelings and their emotions.
Yeah, I mean, not it's more like...
Quote unquote.
It's more like, now you're going to listen to what I want to listen, okay? Which is great, because I am literally booked to do exactly that.
You're getting paid, amen. That's fun. I love your explanation, your approach to it. And okay, we're getting to one of the last questions. As you mentioned earlier, that there will be new music coming out, fingers crossed. And well, this is a print of her gorgeous, spectacular album, Spandrel. And will there be physical release possibly in the future?
There will be a physical release of Spandrel coming out very soon. I don't know the exact date yet, but all I can say is that we are almost done with the production of it. So it's going to be out soon. I just wanted to put this album out. But in the future, I think with my next project, I would like to do more like, I don't know, more complex stuff, and definitely more like physical releases,
like merch
as well. Yeah, something that I've been thinking about doing, something I want to do but I haven't done yet, which is a very me thing to do. Yeah.
I love that. So we have something to look forward, and we've also dug deep into, you know, her background and journey of music and of making music, and, you know, something personal, something about her love about the nature, and my bad pronouns is.
Don't worry.
But, you know, it's been great and wonderful chatting with Evita Manji, especially after seeing you performed live. And I really hope that this conversation would, you know, make people know you better and also influence more people. And, you know, I almost cried 2 times during our interview. And I cried 1 time during your set when you played Body Prison, I believe.
You cried at the very beginning.
Yeah, I did, because it was strong emotions that I feel.
I love that. Thank you.
I'm so happy that we sit down and talked about.
Thank you for having me.
Things. Thank you, and stay tuned for their new music and the podcast, the interview. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.